horrors found on school laptops. Ooh, spooky. Bro, I know I just paused already, but I just hope the narrator's voice is something bearable.
November 2009.
Oh, eerie.
A 10th grader is called into the assistant vice principal's office shortly after arriving at school.
Okay.
Butterflies flutter inside him. It's clear the authority figure currently staring him down is upset over something.
What is it?
She accuses him of, quote, improper behavior.
Okay, so that's pretty much every basic kid getting in trouble and going to the principal. Improper behavior? What could he have possibly done, bro?
He doesn't know what she's talking about. The school official slides a photo across the table, asking the boy to explain it. He picks it up. It's him. In his bedroom at home.
Okay.
He's never seen this before. Wait, how did the school get a hold of this picture?
Yo, somebody's out there taking pictures of Buddy and he don't even know? It's kind of weird. Kind of sus. Bro, Loki got a secret admirer that he doesn't even know about.
And who even took it in the first place?
That's what I'm saying.
This single interaction would result in a snowballing series of horrifying discoveries about the nature of this school district's student laptop program. The first case of its kind, but unfortunately, not the last.
Spyware turned this Kansas high school into a red zone of this dystopian surveillance.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves though. To understand this case, we need to learn about where it takes place. Our story starts 12 miles outside downtown Philadelphia.
So that picture was taken from a school laptop?
In the sleepy suburb of Lower Merion. Home to just over
Yo, what if somebody hacked into his computer and took that photo?
63,000 residents, Lower Merion's urban landscape looks much like the sorts of neighborhoods you would see in a Hollywood movie.
Yo, that house, I'm about to say, they look kind of rich. Look at all these houses, bro. Like, bro, look at this house right here. Holy shit.
Urban landscape
Can I move
looks
in?
much like the sorts of neighborhoods you would see in a Hollywood movie. With everything from grand Tudor and colonial revivals to menacingly large McMansions dotting the wine.
Yo, so every house in this area look like that? It's actually kind of crazy. And this is in Kansas? I didn't even know Kansas had houses that look this good.
Tree-lined residential streets. It all gives an air of money. And indeed, the people who call Lower Merion home seem to have a lot of it. In 2007, the average family income for the area was $148,000.
You wanna know what's so crazy? $148,000 in this economy ain't shit. $148,000, bro, for people living in Kansas. What is the average cost of living in Kansas? $4,112 per month. Roughly about what? $48,000 per year?
Just under 3 times the national average of the United States. It's no surprise then that in the only Western country where public schooling is mostly funded on a local level, that schools in an area like Lower Merion are exceptionally well provided for, with as much as $32,000 being spent per student per year in the district.
Bro, and it's crazy because I actually used to live in Kansas. Y'all probably didn't know this, but I went to elementary school in Kansas. The houses over there did not look like anything that they're showing here.
In 2009, some of that money would go to a new program, one that sought to purchase laptops that students could use to complete their work in a more real-world professional way, and to just enhance the academic experience overall.
They say the average person in America now has been making $100K plus a year to be living comfortably, and that's just true, bro.
This was something of a trend in the late 2000s, and if you're the same age as me, you'll no doubt remember antiquated computer labs with their rows of off-white CRT monitors slowly being exchanged for carts containing racks of laptops.
Oh my goodness! Bro, the nostalgia that I just got, bruh. All my fucking middle school years, elementary, I don't think we had carts like that. But I remember in elementary, what we would do is we would go into the computer lab and I downloaded Wizard 101 on a few of the computers. And I also knew like the teacher's password to get into the laptop, but...
So teachers could just wheel out for their students whenever they needed them. My memory.
But you know, bro, you knew class was gonna be lit though, and they did have the computers.
So this time mostly consist of chunky Toshiba laptops that were somehow slower than they looked. And you could only really use them during class when the teacher would
bro, and them bitches were big, bro. Those computers were big as shit. And then you had the little the red mouse in the middle, the little red button next to like the G and the H in the middle, and it was a mouse.
And one to you, with the only exception being when you would check one out of the library to use during study hall or something. This was certainly not how it worked in Lower Merion.
Nah, but it was low-key fuck the kids that would use the computers, and when they put them back, they wouldn't put them on the chargers, bro. That shit used to make me so mad. Because imagine you're the next class coming in, you go to grab a laptop, and mind you, you're probably the last person getting the laptop, and then your shit's fucking dead, and there's no replacements.
No, these students weren't using thick Toshibas, they were using MacBooks. Moreover, it wasn't just an in-school replacement for a computer lab. These MacBooks were distributed to students under a one-to-one program, meaning each and every student
Each motherfucker got their own laptop? They got their own MacBook. Yeah, that's privilege, gang.
single laptop that would be theirs full-time, even bringing them home with them after school.
Yeah, they're privileged.
I'm sure many of you watching who are still attending school past 2015 likely remember receiving a Chromebook that you could use at home under a similar one-to-one program.
Yeah, nigga, I've never been able to do that, bro. See, back in my day, if you wanted to take it for your home, you had to check it out.
But this wasn't nearly as common of a thing in the late 2000s. The Lower Merion School District was truly ahead of the curve with this. Being the trailblazers they were, the school district didn't really have any set precedents to follow when it came to policing the use and misuse of these school devices. You can keep an eye on what somebody is doing with school property in school, but how are you supposed to do that once you're at home?
Wait, so now I'm kind of confused. Because I'm thinking about that picture, right? So was every computer like linked together? Because you know, like obviously they're giving computers out to students that are all in the same fucking school. So like is everything linked together? Is motherfuckers like hacking into computers, taking pictures of other individuals? Like if you're giving out computers to everyone in the school, but there's no way to monitor it, you don't know what these individuals could be doing.
The Lower Merion School District is one of the most well-funded public school programs in the country, but MacBooks are expensive no matter where you live in the world, and school officials weren't just about to leave them to the mercy of their teenage owners. To potentially mitigate the issue of liability, the school district purchased a piece of software called LANREV, a systems lifecycle management software.
And that's probably where everything fucking went down, bro. This is where everything went wrong, bro.
In plain English, IT administrators can use this kind of software to manage many different computers at the same time, automatically installing software and copying and deleting data on multiple machines simultaneously.
Oh yeah, imagine you had a fucking school project doing a nigga comes in and deletes all your shit. I totally didn't miss the sound effect button, so I'm gonna just do.
IT management solutions are security and tracking features, some of them amounting to purposeful spyware that logs what users are doing and then reports it back to IT administrators. LANREV in particular had a feature called TheftTrack, which was designed to help recover lost or stolen computers. When activated, TheftTrack could capture three things automatically at set time intervals: the device's IP address, a screenshot of the desktop, and a photo taken with the laptop's built-in webcam.
Yo, not only can they find out where the fuck you live, nigga, they're taking a live photo of you. Who's this kid? Probably the kid in the beginning. Oh my goodness, they thought that he fucking did theft. They probably thought he stole the fucking computer. No wonder why he got called into the fucking principal's office. He didn't know about the picture.
There were only 2 people working for the Lower Merion School District that had the administrative access to use these features.
That's why, bro, that's probably why niggas started doing the whole thing where, hey, if you're at home and you have a laptop, make sure to put a piece of tape over it so that you never know who could be spying into your shit. Because I always thought like, man, ain't no way niggas could really do that. But niggas was really doing that shit.
IS coordinator Carol Caffiero and network technician Michael Perbix. In 2008, just a year before the school board handed out laptops for students to take home, Perbix would film a training video demonstrating some of the different features of LANREV.
GG's, one of the little niggas got a hold of this video and actually learned this shit word for word, bar for bar, bro.
Including TheftTrack. He also talks about something he describes as curtain mode, which could allow technicians to make use of.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie. They just said there were only 2 people who were working under this. So what if one of them niggas were just creeps and they were actively just randomly going on here doing the TheftTrack thing and then seeing what the kids were doing? That's fucking crazy.
All these aforementioned monitoring features secret.
Because I was thinking, I was like, okay, maybe the kids are doing it. And it's like, there's probably about like 1 out of fucking the 5,000 kids there that could potentially know how to do something like this. But now they're saying only 2 people were working under this. Yeah,
without
nah.
the student knowing that someone was watching them.
Yep.
This brings us back to November 2009. 15-year-old Blake Robbins has just been handed a photo of himself holding something in front of his face.
What's he
The
holding
assistant
though?
vice principal, Lynn Matsko, insists that it's a pill, but Blake says it's a yellow Mike and Ike candy. She further accuses the teen of using and selling drugs, something he adamantly refutes. The angry school official goes on to tell Blake that she's been watching him, not just at school, but at home as well.
Nah! What? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Imagine your teacher or your principal calling you into the office and saying they've been fucking watching you. Where's the Gen 5?
She says that she's been looking through the webcam on his school laptop, and that she's even been reading what he's been typing. She confidently states that she's sure he's using and selling drugs. Blake at this point is horrified, not because of Matsko's allegations, but
Okay, but was he selling drugs though, or was it really a Mike and Ike candy? That's really what I want to know. Because like, what if he really is a thug and she was using her creepy Sherlock Holmes investigation skills to, you know, lock him up? Man, I'm just kidding. That's just still weird as fuck.
rather that she's been so egregiously and casually invading his privacy. That night, Matsko would call Blake's parents, telling them everything she had spoke to their son about earlier that day. Just like Blake had, his parents asked how she had gotten this photo of Blake with the supposed pill.
Oh, you know, I just hacked into your son's computer that, you know, the school gave him, and I've been watching his every fucking move. Yeah, that's how I was able to know that your son's been selling and escorting illegal drugs to kids at this fucking school. Like, I know she didn't say that.
And Matsko responded telling them that the school district has the ability to remotely activate any student's webcam at any time to view
No, you decided to do that. I mean, it's true, but you still decided to do that, bro.
or copy
Nobody told her to fucking spy on this kid.
whatever was visible without the consent or knowledge of anyone in the camera's sight. The parents ended the call confirming that Blake had indeed just been eating a box of Mike and Ike's that day, and the teen wouldn't end up facing any punishment at home or at
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, a box of Mike and Ike's do sound good though, bruh. I was watching Spider-Man Brand New Day and I had a mean ass pack of Mike and Ike's, bruh. And I, ooh, thrash that shit.
school. But this is just the beginning of the story. 2 months later in February, Blake's family would file a class action lawsuit against the school board, alleging violations of multiple civil rights laws, digital communications acts, wiretapping laws, and even the Fourth Amendment. For my fellow non-Americans out there, that's the one that protects people against unreasonable search and seizures by government institutions. The suit alleged that the school board had indiscriminately remotely activated what amounted to hidden cameras in students' homes without their consent.
Bro, Buddy really had the Mike and Ike's there.
Blake may have been the first case to spark this fire, but soon enough, it would burn much brighter than anyone had ever anticipated. For one thing, it wasn't just a single photo that Matsko had captured of Blake. She also had pictures of him sleeping, and others that we probably shouldn't discuss on YouTube.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. She had pictures of this nigga sleeping? And I can already, I can't tell what this is, but I'm assuming it's probably some explicit things.
In total, the school board had collected 400 hidden camera photos.
Ooh.
Soon enough, a second student would file a similar lawsuit against the school district, Jaleel Hassan. I'll admit, this one is quite a bit more disturbing. Matsko had been spying on Blake to find some reason to get him in trouble, but internal school emails revealed that multiple district employees have been taking photos.
So Matsko did to this nigga too? Oh, she is racist. Hey, she was trying to find a way to get him in trouble. Nah, he's racist.
With Jaleel's
she's
webcam
racist.
for entertainment purposes, with one employee describing the student's home life as a soap opera. Another employee would respond
That's
to that
racist.
stating, quote,
I know. I love it.
the school board would state that they had only remotely activated student webcams a total of 42 times over 14 months. But that
Only a total of 42 times, by the way. Only.
figure would soon grow astronomically. By April 2010, just 2 months after Blake's parents initially filed their lawsuit, the school board would admit to taking a total of 30,000 hidden camera photos over the previous 2 years.
30,000 photos of students. He didn't even talk about the fucking additional 27,000 screenshots, nigga, for a total of 57,000 images in total in 2 years.
Parents initially filed their lawsuit. The school board would admit to taking a total of 30,000 hidden camera photos over the previous 2 years. With only 2 members of staff having the administrative power to activate Theft Track at all, the buck would ultimately stop with them, and Mike Perbix and Carol Cafario would both be placed on administrative leave while the FBI began a criminal investigation. Carol, the IS coordinator, would invoke her Fifth Amendment right and refuse to answer questions during her deposition.
Now motherfuckers don't want to speak, bruh. Now motherfuckers don't want to speak, bro. They want to start getting their rights out and shit. Yeah, okay, bro. Oh my god, you did the math for that so fast. You're so smart, yeah. You know, only did algebra.
Something her lawyer would admit, quote,
Looked bad.
in a
Oh, really? 57,000 images of minors.
subsequent court filing, the same
don't
lawyer
think
would
that looks
argue
good.
that Blake had, quote, no legitimate expectation of privacy. They alleged that the student had failed to pay an insurance fee on his laptop and had a history of damaging school property. In
Yeah, so we just decided to, you know, stalk him for the rest of his fucking life, I guess.
October of that year, the school board would ultimately
$610,000.
agree to a $610,000 settlement for both Blake and Jalil's cases. A federal judge would order the school board to halt all remote webcam monitoring. The FBI, however, would not file any criminal charges, stating there wasn't any evidence that could establish a criminal intent beyond a reasonable doubt, a ruling that the school
Bro, it be shit like that where I'm like, bro, what do you mean without a reasonable doubt? Like, you have pictures, videos, and 3 accomplices. Only 2 of them had access to the actual mainframe of the shit. And then you had the teacher that actively pursued 2 different students. Like, what?
Regardless of the outcome, this whole debacle proved to be a cautionary tale for the wider public about the nature of school laptops. Dystopian invasions of
And niggas just got off scot-free too.
privacy by state institutions isn't really what people are likely expecting when it comes to children's academic devices, but it does make sense when you think about it. A school laptop isn't very different from a work laptop. I'm sure anybody watching this video who has a work laptop fully expects it to be chock full of tracking software of all kinds. Maybe not secret webcam recording software, but then again, I'm sure many of you put a little
Shit, I wouldn't put it fucking past it.
sticker over your webcam when you're not using it. When I had a work laptop, I didn't use it for anything personal. I was aware of the nature of IT device management. I knew that if I had some problem with my computer, an IT technician could easily remote desktop into it without my permission. Because I was aware, I can mitigate the privacy risk a work computer could pose. But how many high school students do you think have that sort of knowledge? Or middle school students, or primary school students for that matter? I certainly didn't when I was younger.
Yeah,
Moreover, most school employees just kind of
Damn, now that I think about it, well, we never could bring our laptops home, so I really wasn't too concerned about, like, the risk factors that it could have. But, I mean, yeah, I definitely understand it.
expect students to treat their devices horribly, and they likely see it as within their best interest to track as much data as they can in the event a student decides to short-circuit their Chromebook for fun or something. That was an actual TikTok trend, by the way. Let's be clear though, school laptops are not work computers and students aren't employees. Schools also aren't employers, they're state institutions, and the idea of government employees spying on children in their homes without
just
parental
weird.
consent is something that's going to sound horrible no matter how you spin it. And unfortunately, Lower Merion was far from the end of the story.
Yeah, that motherfucker weird as shit, bruh.
Incident revolving around the Lower Merion School Board would go on to be known to the public as Webcam Gate, and it would garner a massive amount of attention, leading to several other school boards sunsetting their own IT security solutions that allowed employees to activate student webcams before they too faced class action lawsuits. You have to remember though, this is still the early days of school laptop programs. As the 2010s rolled on, one-to-one school computer programs would start to become ever more common, especially
Yo, like, low-key, like, now that I'm really sitting here thinking about it, like, we really just had computers in school, and we could have done anything on this bitch, and we were monitored the whole fucking time. Like, niggas could easily get into your shit. Like, I don't know why that's now, like, hitting me like a what the fuck moment, but that's crazy.
with the introduction of a particular category of low-cost laptop, the Chromebook. If you were born in the 2000s, there's a good chance you were given a Chromebook at some point by your school.
Yeah.
These devices run something called Chrome OS, a sandboxed Linux-based operating system that's mostly designed to run Google Web Apps. The locked down and inflexible nature of these devices, combined with their low cost, made them a natural choice for school.
But I feel like, and I think where I'm confused as, I don't think whenever I was in high school and middle school and we had the computers, that we had that much like restriction on them. Besides like the different websites that we could go to, like, nigga, I could still watch or go on fucking YouTube and do regular shit. So I don't know.
Boards that wanted to try their hand at assigning their students a permanent school device that they could take home with them. And let's not lose sight of the bigger picture, these programs have helped many students in rural and low-income areas who wouldn't otherwise have access to a computer to use for their schoolwork. The whole idea of giving students personal laptops was to make education more equitable, but in execution, it hasn't exactly maintained this sense of idealism. The consequences of one-to-one Chromebook programs has been immense. The sandbox nature of the software has led to younger people not learning essential computer skills like file management, and you can find countless teachers on the internet commiserating about students that lack the patience and intuition to perform basic troubleshooting when they run into software problems. Of course, we can't forget about the horror.
Yo, motherfuckers didn't want to learn how to fix their computer. Like, I would be so fucking mad if my computer was consistently getting fucked up and I didn't learn how to fix it myself. Especially if we're moving into an age of technology. Like, I just feel like it would make more sense to just learn how to do the shit.
Fates that often befall these cheap academic devices. Go on the tech support course subreddit and you can see the insane condition some of these Chromebooks get returned in, with some of them even being completely obliterated.
And like, it's cause it's not theirs per se. You know what I mean? Like, since it's not really theirs and it's the schools, they don't really care to treat the MacBook with the same respect as if it was theirs. You know what I mean? So of course these niggas are destroying these shits.
Look, everybody knows that students treat Chromebooks badly. What I don't see talked about nearly
But I never understood why niggas just destroy that shit to oblivion.
as much is the amount of surveillance schools have on these devices, and the students who use them.
But see, like, now it goes back to how I'm feeling about that shit being so crazy, because yeah, that nigga probably destroyed that shit, but at the same time, niggas probably know the last whereabouts of that computer, the IP where Buddy was at, and they probably took a picture of that nigga.
Webcam monitoring may have become a taboo, but schools definitely didn't stop finding other ways to surveil what students were doing on their laptops and Chromebooks.
Y'all got laptops, I got some books and some paper. What the fuck? Hey, bro, get with the times, man. They did that shit 60 years ago, bro.
There's an entire sector of school safety companies that school boards contract to scan student devices for any sort of alarming communications, supposedly in the name of helping at-risk kids. Gaggle is one of these companies. They started off by selling a service that can scan students' emails and documents for certain keywords related to bullying and drugs. But as the years rolled by, and especially
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not trusting no shit called Gaggle, nigga.
as AI found its way into every tech product, Gaggle too would make use of this new technology to supercharge their surveillance. By the mid-2020s, they were keeping tabs on almost 6 million students across 1,500 school districts, using techniques
Just think about it, chat. Y'all probably one of those 6 million.
that would fit perfectly.
I was probably a victim. We've been victims, yeah. Nigga, every time I go outside, I'm already knowing I'm getting watched, bro. It don't matter, but nigga, I'm probably getting watched right now, and not even by y'all niggas. I turn this computer off, and somebody's still somehow watching me. I could be in my room under the covers asleep. Someone's still watching me.
In the world of 1984. Basically, every piece of text that pops up on the screen of a student's Chromebook gets scanned for flagged keywords, and an AI system will perform a sentiment analysis to flag any phrases that are communicating flagged ideas or information.
Damn, so AI been around for a little minute now, bruh. Holy shit.
Again, this is all done in the name of student safety. Everything gets logged in real time without the student's knowledge. The software even incorporates ODR to copy text from images.
Like, it's just so crazy how advanced AI is now, bro. Like, that shit, that's where shit's getting wicked.
Videos that appear on the screen. There is no getting around the surveillance. If anything gets flagged by the AI, it then gets passed off to a human employee for review, who are supposed to assess the context of these reports and toss out false positives such as raunchy song lyrics and passages from literature. If the employee does approve a report, however, it then gets passed off to school officials, and sometimes they even go direct.
Yo, this shit making me feel uncomfortable, low key. Like, nigga, we all be getting watched 24 fucking 7. Ain't that crazy to think about? Regardless of what the fuck you're doing. That shit's insane to think about.
To law enforcement. In 2022, the Center for Democracy and Technology would run a national survey gathering data from teachers, parents, and students about these surveillance systems, and the results were disturbing. While these companies and school boards claim to keep tabs on their students' digital activities in the name of their safety, the survey found that 78% of teachers said students were mostly flagged for disciplinary violations, just like Blake Robbins was all the way back in 2010. Only 54% of teachers said that they had seen this monitoring lead to students getting referred to counseling. Even worse, Gaggle's keyword list had historically contained the terms gay and lesbian, leading to cases of still closeted students getting outed because school employees
imagine you think that you're gay, you think that you're lesbian, and niggas just blast your shit out on the fucking internet for millions to see, bro. Like, damn, bro, niggas couldn't even come out and fucking, like, they couldn't just come out, bro. All because you said gay or lesbian. Niggas is saying you fucking LGBTQ.
got a glimpse into their private life through their Chromebook. 13% of students who responded to the survey said that either they or someone they knew were outed as a result of Chromebook surveillance.
Damn, 13% of y'all niggas gay.
In 2023, a Tennessee 8th grader made an offensive joke while chatting online with her classmates in a private group chat on her Chromebook. Gaggle flagged the interaction, and within a couple hours, police arrived at her school and put her under arrest.
Yo!
She was interrogated, subject to a humiliating search, and spent the night in a jail cell. She'd end up getting sentenced
Niggas couldn't even make their own group chats. You're cooked.
to 8 weeks house arrest, with her family maintaining that the remarks that triggered this whole thing were simply a joke made in poor taste by a child, only intended to be shared with a couple of her friends. A 2025 class action lawsuit by students in Lawrence, Kansas,
That nigga voice just changed. What the fuck?
characterized the service offered by Gaggle as a, quote, sweeping suspicionless monitoring program, something that violated their First and Fourth Amendment rights. Look, I'm sure you can tell by my tone in this video exactly what I think of all this. I'm not going to tell you what you should think. I'm sure these companies have helped some students as well. Regardless though, you can't argue against the importance for parents and students to be aware of the nature of modern school computers. For students watching this, the Chromebook or iPad or laptop might be in your possession, but make no mistake, it is very much not yours. If you wouldn't say it out loud directly to your teacher or principal, you absolutely should not write it in your Chromebook. You have to have the expectation that everything going into these machines is being read by somebody. For parents watching, if your child has some sort of school device, have a discussion with them about it. It's important for them to make the distinction between a truly personal device that they fully own themselves and one that's merely been loaned to them by a private company or an institution. They might not always have your child's best interests at heart. That was certainly the case for Blake Robbins and Jaleel Hassan. I was lucky enough to grow up during a time when
I ain't
this
gonna
just
lie,
wasn't
bro. That's kind of crazy. Like, this video really has me thinking about. Like, I never did anything crazy on school laptops because obviously it's fucking school laptops. I'm not a fucking dumbass. Like I said, the most I ever done was fucking figure out my teacher's password to fucking play goddamn Cartoon Network games on the laptop. But this just has me thinking of how much information they probably have worldwide of niggas just typing on that bitch, bro. Niggas were in a private group chat and then got apprehended by the cops over a fucking dark humor joke. That's
really
insane.
much of a problem. Though, maybe if I was born in a certain wealthy Philadelphia suburb, that might not have been the case. Guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Subscribe if you want to watch more content like this.
Hey man, W fucking video. That really opened my eyes up to a lot. If y'all watching this on the YouTube, make sure to slide to the Twitch link will be in the description below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.